Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume our complete beginner's guide to Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, shall we? Now this is one of the first times where I found a real challenge in the game myself, because there's these three guys who are all linked. So if you try to pull one out by itself, they generally will all come. So what you want to do, well, I want to hide so that I'm not seen by that guy. What I want to do is get my arrow out. I'm going to put on, draw my bow with the right trigger, and I'm going to find something to set this on fire, like a fire fruit. And I'm going to try to hit this dude right here in the kisser. And then I'm going to also put another fire fruit on. That guy's going to go down very quickly. That guy didn't see us. And this guy over here... Oh, you know what? They actually didn't die. I lied about that. Now there's two gone. The other guy is here. You can see his health. And I'm going to go back to the fire fruit. And I'm doing this entire fight just with my bow. Now, that guy doesn't care too much about the fire, unfortunately. But I'm just going to keep trying to hit him in his weak point. And we got him. So, this treasure chest becomes unlocked. So my first time trying to do that, it was much more challenging for me because I got too close and I aggroed them by sight. But by fighting far away, from hidden here, using the fire to do damage over time to take them down and hitting their weak points, we were able to absolutely annihilate these guys. Ooh, rusty shield. Without any problem. We didn't even get hit. So that's beautiful. This is another reason why having arrows is just so useful, and why exploring and finding them, or later when you can buy them, just keeping them stocked up is so good, because they make, at least in my opinion, life so much easier. We got a charge, we got a large horn, a weapon that we can't pick up, but we will. We can't pick up any more bows. We'll take these charges, take the horn. What's in the chest? Great. And we get some opals that we, or a opal rather, that we can sell, and that's tremendous. I'm going to go over here and break all this stuff. And arrows, 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 take them all. I love you, arrows. So I need a better bow, and I need a better weapon. So I'm going to drop immediately. What weapon do I have that's garbage? Well, I don't want to drop that, unfortunately. I'll drop one bad axe. I have enough axes, I'm okay. And I'll drop, I need to hold right trigger and go to my bows, and I will drop this regular wooden bow, because the construct bow is stronger, and I'll pick this up. I had a construct bow, so I actually should have used it in that interaction right there, and probably would have killed those enemies even faster, but we did it. And let's just poke around, see if there's anything else that's worth investigating there. This is optional, by the way, so if you are not good at combat in this game and you don't want to fight that, then don't. Don't bother with it. Okay. Tremendous. Okay. So, in this sense, we are ready to try to get into this cave. And as you can guess, based on what's here, nothing over there, there's a train track, or a rail cart, and there are some rail cars and fans. So, without doing anything too fancy, I'm just going to use Ultra Hand. I'm going to pick this up, and, I'm going to... Oops, that was not at all what I meant to do. I was trying to rotate it, sorry. You pushed the wrong button to rotate. I'm going to rotate this, I'm just going to drop it, and it usually will snap into place. Once it's snapped into place like that, over the tracks, you know that it's set. I'm going to then pick up this fan, and you guessed it, I'm going to rotate it so it's pointing the right direction with the fan blowing away. I'm going to attach it to the back of this car, and I'm going to hop inside. And from in here, I'm going to select my weakest weapon. It does damage your weapon and stuff when you're using it to trigger Zonai devices, so I like to just use whatever my weakest thing is. And I'm going to hit it and start it up. And now we get, like, ultra-fast power to move through this cave. The mining cave. Now, it's really dark in here, but it's okay, because we get here. I'm going to hit this again and turn it off. And remember, if we want it to light up, we can hit one of these. And then there you go. We can also pick these up. And if you're interested in lighting up a portion of the cave, you can hold down your bow, and then you can use one of these lights, these seeds, like this, and then shoot it over here, for example. And you see it'll light up that area at a distance. So you could even light stuff up from far away, which is great. And now we're inside. The mining cave, and we've found a construct to speak to. Alright, so let's see what the construct has to say. This cave is especially dark. Indeed, you will need a light in order to proceed in the mining site ahead. Do you have any seeds? Yeah, I got them. What a relief. You would not otherwise be able to see anything as you proceed. Bright bloom seeds grow primarily in caves. There was a time when they grew here as well. This cave has been mostly picked clean of them. That is because it is especially dark. The seeds were often necessary. My associates often forget to bring bright bloom seeds. I am posted here to provide a reminder. Use them to light your way if you are proceeding ahead. Watch your step. All right, so we actually just ended up talking about that because it was so dark. Now, this blockage is something you can't get past, and there's no tracks anyway, so the game says basically you have to go this way. And it is indeed dark, but you can get around the corner and see just fine. However, no reason not to go ahead and light it up. See what's over there. I don't want to get surprised. It's good practice for navigation. And look at this. Let's get a boulder hammer equipped and bust open this rock. And what do we get? Zonaite, an unusual mineral that has many purposes. Ancients extracted energy from it and refined it for the crafting of weapons and armor. That sounds great. Pick up that, get it all. Alright, and so remember, I'm going to hold the right trigger. I'm going to push up on the directional pad, and Bright Bloom is already selected by default because it goes to the memory of where I was, and I'm just going to launch one over here, and whoa, look what we see. There's Zonaite all over. And notice that the game very cleverly gives you a wooden stick and some stones that you can fuse in case you don't have any weapons that can break this. But we do, so we will. Let's get all the Zonaite we can. And what is this? Let's search it. We get a charge from this crumble guy. And we'll break this up here. Okay. And it's dark in here too. You could see some guys working, but I'm going to go ahead and light it up. There we go. Okay, let's swing our boulder hammer and get a bunch of Zonaite ore. It's everywhere. Again, I'm not sure what it's for at this point, but my philosophy always is, in Zelda, just collect everything. I need it. I'm going to need it at some point. As long as it's not difficult for me to obtain. There's no weight. I could carry as much as I want of these items. Let's go. Alright, I got a bunch. Oh, there's even more over here. How about this? Tremendous. All right. So that guy's working on that one. I'm not going to take it from him. Let's talk to this construct and see what's going on here. Apologies for not noticing you. I was focused on processing zonaite. Zonaite? Oh, are you unfamiliar with it? This is the zonaite I mentioned. It is a unique mineral that can be mined far beneath the land below. There are trace deposits of it on this island as well, but they are limited to this cave. Our society flourished by processing this substance into other materials. Processing? Zonaite is processed by smelting it in a furnace. It is thereby converted into materials with useful properties. A few such materials will be ready for your review shortly. Wait one moment. Thank you for your patience. I will now explain what sorts of materials the ore can be processed into. Zonaite technology is typically powered by charges. These occasionally solidify into a form known as crystallized charges. Converting zonaite into other useful materials in this way is called processing. Charges? Charges are what power zonaite devices and constructs. A charge can be consumed to replenish your energy cell. Do you need anything else explained? What about crystallized charges? Crystallized charges are a solidified form of zonaite charges. We mainly use them as raw materials in the construction of energy cells. Please visit anytime you require processed materials. Okay, I do. Maybe. Right now I'm just chilling, and let's see what everybody in here has to say. This is a minecart station. Excavated resources can be transported from here. Could it be that you have forgotten to bring zonaite capsules? Zonaite capsules? You've forgotten yours, or perhaps you may not even know what I mean? Zonaite capsules are a convenient means of carrying portable zonaite devices. It is unfortunate that you seem to have none. I will lend you a few spares. So we got 3 fans in capsules. So basically what capsules are for zonaite devices, the fans that we find around and we've used before, you can get them in capsule form and you can deploy them and use them for inventions or things that you want to create on site. Now, it consumes the capsule to use it, but these are usually pretty readily available so that you can solve problems and do puzzle work in the game with your capsules as a potential solution. The ones I gave you were fan types. You can deploy them at any time. They will generate wind when struck. Zonaite devices are useful and come in many varieties. I always carry several with me for any occasion. Many neglect to keep a healthy supply on hand. I keep watch for such individuals. The spares I gave you were the last ones I carried. Take care not to forget again. Remember that the device cannot be put back in its capsule. Think carefully before deploying one from your pouch. Okay, so we got fans, and as you can see, the way forward is blocked by a track, and we can only get that by riding a cart. But you see how the track goes up? Well, we're going to need some power to get us to defy gravity and move up. And luckily we have fans. There are no fans nearby. I'm going to use my special hand power to pick this up, and I'm just going to drop it down. And you see how it's pretty generous. It just snaps it into place. And so we've got that there if we want to use it. Let me talk to this dude. This cave previously had ample resources. It's gradually yielding less and less. This is why I require support, but my requests so far have gone unanswered. I must therefore continue to mine without resting. Poor guy. No one's helping because no one's told these constructs that the Zonai themselves are pretty much gone, and they're just working beyond the lives of their masters. Welcome. Processing? No, we don't really get anything from him anymore. Thanks. Okay. I don't really need any processed materials. And, you can walk over here, and you see how this is like a little store. So you don't buy them from him. You come over to this bench, and you can exchange 2 Zonaite for Zonai charges. Now, I have 30 of these. And so I'm not going to buy any. But these crystallized charges, I have none. And what if I say I'll take them all? I'm going to buy them all. Because currently I don't need Zonaite for anything, and I'm just going to use it to exchange right here. It'll cost me 30. I've got 30. Thank you. And he'll process it later. Okay? And then now I'm going to go over here, And what if I want to buy all these charges? And I'll take them all. Great. So I'm just buying everything he's got. It only leaves me with 4 Zonaite left, but hopefully I can come back here to get more, or as they said, deeper in the cave, there's more Zonaite. I just like to stock up on everything before we leave, and indeed we're going to leave, because there doesn't appear to be anything else for us to do here. So now I'm going to push up on the directional pad, hold it, and I'm going to go over to the right and get this fan from my Zonai capsule. I'm going to push X to drop it. You drop 1, and it just drops a fan. I'm going to use my Ultra Hand, pick it up. I'm going to rotate this so that it is kind of facing the way that I want. There we go. Attach it to the back, just like before, pushing A, and you see it's glued on there. I'm going to climb in before I activate it. I'm going to hold right on the directional pad, select my Decayed Master Sword, and bap. Turn this on, and here we go. Moving up the hill. Look who's waiting for us. It's Raru. Okay, and I'm going to hit this to stop it. And I'm going to climb out and talk to my man. The time bell that sounds from the Temple of Time rings at a set time each morning and evening. Along with the constructs, we woke to the sound of the bell. When we heard it in the evening, we knew it was time to rest. It also played its part in our traditional ceremonies. In a way, it was this place's beating heart. The sight of the temple and the sound of the bell stir fond memories in me. Alright, I'm going to pick up the sky shrooms. Yep, there's the temple right there where we're trying to get. And we do hear that bell ringing. You see the beautiful sun is setting. And there's actually a lot to explore on this island. But before we do, I'm not going to leave just yet. What's this big gumball machine? Let's talk to our guy. Device dispenser operations confirmed. On track to meet today's Zonai capsule production target. Oh, do you want to use the device how about I say this right? Dispenser device. It's like a tongue twister, only for me. I have nearly met my target. You are welcome to use it. Device dispenser? Yes, this is a device dispenser. It produces Zonai capsules by converting certain resources. The resources it accepts are things such as construct horns and Zonai charges. You can process resources that you hold by dropping them into the receptacle. It is similar to using a cooking pot. Shall I explain Zonai capsules too? We actually already know what those are, so we'll say goodbye. It's yours to use at any time. You need only to feed it the requisite materials. Oh, I've lost track of time. It seems I have even missed the time bell. I will suspend my activities for now. The dispenser remains available to be used. So, to use the dispenser, we need to drop stuff in. Let me get my boulder hammer out. Oh boy. We get a bunch of arrows, which always good. Now this is something that perplexed me forever and I got really frustrated about because I didn't know how to use this. Here's how you have to use this. You have to push the plus button, or the start, and you have to go to materials, and you need to select Zonai charges. And you need to then push X to hold it, and then push A, and I'm going to hold 5, and then I'm going to push B. You see I'm holding 5, just like you're cooking, and then you dump them in. I always put in 5, because it gives you a bonus if you put in 5. And it gives you more than 5 if you put in 5. And so I like to do 5 at a time. And then you see how this dispensed all sorts of capsules. It gave me portable pots for cooking, a flame emitter for shooting fire, and some fans as well. So usually these are gated, like they only give you certain devices at certain times. But I love, like just like the guy we talked to, you want to have a bunch of these. So I'm actually going to do it again. And I'm going to hold 5, and I'm going to dump them in here. Now, I'm not going to use all my Zonai charges here because I'm going to want to save them for dispensers later on that might have more Zonai device options in each of these. But I love having these 3. I get a good collection of them now, so I can use them without worrying too much. And if you ever need to come back, you can just dump charges in there and get more devices. I'm actually going to select my axe. A little bit better on these wooden crates than my boulder hammer. And look around. Okay, so I could go over here, and there's a track that goes, there's a little house over there, and then there's a passage up. Oh, but look who we found. It's this little guy with a giant backpack, a Korok, and he says, "It's awful, where's my friend?" Huh? You could see me? I'm a Korok, one of the children of the forest. I was traveling with my friend, but we got separated. And it shows you where he is. The green smoke, the camera moves and shows you where the friend is. My friend is sending up a smoke signal. I can't wait to catch up. I'm so tired, though, I can't move. So these guys, you'll find them all over, and you have to figure out how to move them to their friend to get a reward. So this one is pretty straightforward. I'm going to use my Ultra Hand. I'm going to pick up this cart. And I'm going to bring it closer to me with the directional pad. I'm going to lift it up. And I'm just going to kind of rotate it gently this way and drop it down. And it'll snap into place. And then, you got it. You use your Ultra Hand to pick up this little guy with his backpack. And I'm going to drop him. You can actually attach him to the front if you want, so he won't fall off. And he doesn't mind, or at least he doesn't express that. And now we need a fan to move across. We don't see any fans immediately by here, do we? But that's why we use the capsule device to get a bunch of fans. However, there is still the fan that is attached to my cart, and then there's one sitting here. I'm actually going to grab this one. I could have just grabbed this cart that's already built, actually, and I'm going to shake it, and I'm going to pick up the fan. I'm doing this instead of using my capsule because this way I save a capsule. Bring this around here. And attach. There we go. Now, I'm going to use my Decayed Master Sword, and I'm going to hit this. Bam. And here we go. Now, don't hit that guy with a weapon. He will not like it. All right, and then we get out, and I'm going to hit this to stop it. And then I'm going to use Ultra Hand to grab this guy, and I'm going to shake him by moving the right analog stick back and forth. And I'm going to push this guy as far as I can, and I'm going to get out and drop him, and that's close enough. I actually dropped him automatically by just trying to jump out, and let's talk to our guy. Reunited at last, thank you. I'd like to give you something, but here's all I have. So you get 2 Korok seeds. So now we go from 1 to 3. Bye! And it's just a great way to get Korok seeds to help them out. Fun little puzzle to solve. Let's get our axe out. Break these boxes. See what's inside. Getting arrows. Fantastic. Here's a treasure up here. What do we get? Some more Zonai. Okay, perfect. So I spent a lot, but you can always go back there and exchange for charges and crystallized Zonai. We got some apples to eat. And there's a bunch of items here for us on this land that we can use to go up. It's our choice at this point of, do we want to go over and explore this way, or do we want to go up? And I'm actually going to just turn this around, and I'm going to go back, climb in, and I'm going to select my Decayed Master Sword, and I'm going to hit this. Now, the Decayed Master Sword will never break. It just runs low on energy, and slowly it will recover the energy over time. And I'm going to run over here. You see there's a tower with a bad guy. So instead of going to fight this tower, which would be a little bit awkward for me to get to, I can, though. You can do it by moving this block over here and jumping. And that is a boss that you can fight if you want. I think it's a little hard for us right now with 3 hearts and the current equipment that we have and knowledge of the game. So I will leave it to you to engage that fight if you choose. But I found it to be really hard. Now I'm going to keep exploring this portion of the island, in fact, and see where do we need to go. Well, if I look at the map, the shrine that we need to get to is actually over here. So it's to the right. So I'm just exploring stuff for my own, just to see if there's any extra treasure or whatever I might want over here. And indeed, there's a bunch of boxes. So, like I always say, the game generally rewards exploration. It's not necessary, but it's a great way to just get some extra arrows and items to make your life a little easier. We get a treasure chest here. An energizing elixir. So this is just an elixir that we can use to restore energy. Now remember how they told us that elixirs, we can make them with cooking, but you got to use monster parts. Okay, I'm going to look around here. And that's the edge of the island. I don't really want to fall off. There's some mushrooms over here that I will gather, just in my quest to gather as much as possible. Great. And we'll run up here. Remember, now that I have the portable cooking pot as a Zonai device in a capsule, I could drop a piece of flint, drop a bundle of sticks from my inventory. Oh, there's a bad guy around here. Oh boy. He was a little... This is hard for him to swing, so he was a little slow. My hammer is going to break, by the way. And so you see it breaks, but we did kill the guy. So now we have an extra spot for a new weapon that we want to fuse. So if you drop a flint, a stick, and hit it with either a stone or metal item, you'll start a fire, and then you can deploy the Zonai cooking pot over top of it to cook. All right, and we're going to bounce over here. I don't really need to talk to this guy. I'm just going to turn my cart around. Grab it with the Ultra Hand. Drop it. You'll see that there's extra wood and stuff over here, and that's because the game just lets you solve the problem however you want. So, like, if you wanted to try to build a bridge or some kind of wooden contraption instead of using the cart, you could try that. I'm going to jump out. I'm going to pick this up so that it doesn't roll away, because I might want to use this. And drop it. All right, so we've cleared this section, so let's see how to get over. I'm going to check this out up here. Okay, so I need to get up, but you'll notice that the cart is... the trail... How about track is broken? The right track is busted, so I can't use a traditional minecart. But what they give us is always going to be a clue. There's a hook. So if I simply take a hook and I rotate this, let's put it so I can rotate this correctly. Sometimes it's not always easy. Here we go. To get what you want. This is fine. I'm going to attach this inside. This is, well, yeah, inside is fine. Am I in there? Where did I put this? Actually, I put it on the side. That's interesting. Let's see if this works. Not sure. Haven't done it like this before. I'll try it. So now I've got my little cart, but I'm going to just hang it on this left side of the track. So I'm going to using Ultra Hand, I'm going to hold the right button and I'm going to rotate it so it's like this, and I'm going to let it go. It's going to slide down and nearly kill me, but that's okay. And then bam, and then now I can get into this thing. And the question is this fan strong enough to propel us? So let's find out. I'm going to use the sword. And let's see. Indeed. But, look at that. It didn't work. I'm going to hit this. It didn't work because the hook was so large that it hit the other side. So what you have to do is you have to use Ultra Hand and pick the hook up, shake it, and then I'm going to just turn it the other way. Oops, wrong button. Oh, God. Sometimes I push Z trigger instead of Z button when I'm rotating, and it creates a nightmare. It's also, I hit this with an arrow. Turn off. Don't drain my power, but pick up the arrow. Pick this back up. Oh, boy. There you go. And I'm going to rotate this like this. And we want to make it so that... that was bad rotation. Anyway. Oh, no. Here we go. We want to make it so that the hook goes like this. And is not having this side that juts out touch the other side of the track. So let's see if this is good. All right, I'm going to drop it down. And now we're hooked. And I'm going to get in. And I'm going to hit this and see if we can go. And here we go. And you see now the hook doesn't bump against the other side of the track. And we're going over, 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 over. And this is as far as we're going to get. We need to jump out. And I'm going to pick this up to save it. And I need to get it off of the track. And then I'm going to just dump it out like right here. And I'll hit it with my sword to turn off the power. If you get far enough away from that, it will just shut down. Oh, turn off. There you go. Perfect. And now if I look at the map, the shrine, you could see it. It's right up there. And we're almost there. So we're almost to the third and final shrine that we need to get to the Temple of Time and meet up with Zelda and potentially make some progress. Everyone, I think this is a good place to stop the episode. We talked about Zonite capsules. We exchanged them. We farmed Zonite. We lit up the cave. Here's a charge hiding in a old construct, as it always is. We solved some rail puzzles, and we helped out a Korok buddy find its buddy. We also searched around, found some treasures. We fought a group of 3 enemies and beat them from afar using flaming arrows. And we're just doing so well. Here's a treasure. Might not get it. And what do we get? A portable pot for cooking. Why do we need that? Well, because if you look at the area that we're going to be going to, it's snowy over there. We're going to be going up here, and we need to protect ourselves against the cold, and we're going to need some food to do that. We have some, but we might not have enough and need to make more, and we'll get into that next episode. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're still finding this series to be useful and fun. Take care.